agenda, so if you could settle in and hush.
Bum, ba-da-dum-bum. People are still talking. We're gonna wait over here. We're still waiting on some of the seniors to be quiet. I can see Corey is still talking. Thanks, Corey. Okay, so we have a packed agenda, so we're gonna get going. We promise not to spoil anything. We promise not to shave anyone's head. It's gonna be an appropriate community meeting. And the first thing we have is we have an offering from Asia Club. Do you want to come on up?
Hello everyone, good morning, happy Monday. So, we are in the month of May, last month of school, but more importantly, it's API History Month! Yeah! Okay, so today, Asia, we are bringing you a small presentation just on some stuff we've been talking about recently with the club, and that's going on within our community. So first and foremost, at the top right, that's our mission statement. So Asia strives to be a tight-knit community where students of any race, ethnicity, or background can discuss and explore Asian American issues, history, and identity while also supporting local and global Asian and Asian American communities. Like I said earlier, May is API History Month. API History Month is a tribute to the generations of Asian and Pacific Islanders who have enriched America's history and are instrumental in its future success. So I really like to think of this time as a time to create awareness and conversation about our people and about our history. So historically, and even in the modern day, the Asian community can often be invisible and overlooked. So this is a really great time to knock back preconceived notions and stigma. Like I said earlier, Asia's purpose on campus is really to sort of supply this community and this awareness as well. And also our steering member, Eugene, where's Eugene? Shout out Eugene. Yeah, she created an awesome API literature installation in the library, so if you're up there, for sure check it out. It's really great. Yeah. So today, we're gonna be talking about food. Food is something that's really important to all cultures. If you don't have food, you don't have family, you don't have love. Yeah, bars. Okay, and so two main foods that are really important to our community are MSG and Spam. Yeah. And so more importantly, what these two foods share in common is that they have a lot of preconceived notions and stigma surrounding them. Many of you may have grown up hearing that MSG is bad for you, that it causes headaches, that it gives you heart disease, but really a lot of that is rooted in colonialism. And so colonialism doesn't just show up sort of in monetary power and class differences, but really it can affect us to the most basic levels, such as food, in which we'll get into right now.
Okay, quick question. So who knows about MSG? Raise your hand. Okay, put your hands down. Raise your hand if you've ever felt the symptoms of MSG, like feeling sick, feeling numb, stomach hurts, anything like that. No? Okay. No. Okay, so what is MSG exactly? So MSG is monosodium glutamate. It produces an umami flavor, which is found in like ketchup, fish sauce, mushrooms. The 5 flavors are like salt, salty, sweet, spicy, so on. So MSG was invented in Japan and was originally distilled from kombu seaweed. So the man that distilled it was Kikune Ikeda. He was a chemist in the University of Tokyo. As I said, he distilled it from seaweed. And originally, MSG was produced in these little packages on your right. So they were usually used for families with the ability to afford MSG, so it was a little bit of more high-class food. But once people came to the United States, there was this thing called the Chinese restaurant syndrome, which was talked about in 1968, first in a newspaper, talking about the symptoms of numbness, stomach aches, itch that comes with MSG. And because of the Chinese restaurant syndrome, people felt like they couldn't eat Chinese food, and it was a way of discriminating against those restaurants.
All right, so the second food we're going to talk about is Spam. Now, Spam has a bit of a different history than MSG because it was actually invented in America by an American company, Hormel Foods, in 1937. Except for Spam started having a really deep connection with API communities around the world. Due to World War II, it was used as a ration food in militarized API regions such as the Philippines, Hawaii, Guam, and Korea. And then, of course, once their immigrant communities arrived to America, it remained very popular in those communities. Spam, kind of as we know it today, is kind of a mystery meat. Like, it has very high levels of fat and salt, but the reason why Spam has a really deep emotional connection to these API communities is basically due to the militarization that happened in these regions. A good example of this is Hawaii. During World War II, a lot of the deep sea fishing industry in Hawaii was dominated by Japanese fishermen, and due to the tensions between the American military bases in Hawaii and the Japanese people living there, they basically shut down the whole deep sea fishing industry, and the islands were not, and one of the main protein sources of the island, fish, was cut off. So due to these restrictions, there started to be widespread starvation, and Spam, being like a protein source and high in fat and salt, was one of the things that curtailed the starvation that was happening. So, and this happened all over the Pacific theater of the World War II. So Spam and the communities from these countries, and then their immigrant communities in the US, there's a very deep connection between them in terms of how Spam helped save lives during the war. So it's not just this mystery meat that's in a can.
Alright, so a big part of like the racist stigma that surrounded a lot of these food items came from their association with working class API immigrants. And so you can see that like in the past, people boycotted restaurants, kind of like what Shannon alluded to, and other times in response to this, like Chinese restaurants and other Asian American like restaurants started like listing signs like no MSG so that people would come to their restaurant, so the stigma would be kind of erased. And so a lot of times these communities had to adapt to new environments in the United States with limited resources and relied on low-cost ingredients to survive, such as Spam and MSG. As a result, distinct cuisines developed in Asian and Pacific Islander American communities. However, nowadays there's people that say that like Asian Pacific Islander food in America isn't real or authentic. And a lot of this view comes from the assumption that culture never changes and that it is restricted to a fixed location, rather than following the people who create and maintain it. And so for us, as a lot of Asian and Pacific Islander Americans, this idea applies to our own experiences as well. We often struggle with feeling detached from our own heritage, yet simultaneously not being American enough. And so finally, a little plug. Right now at SoMarts on Bryant Street, which is like a little art exhibit, there's an art exhibit based on like agricultural ways of like Asian Americans and like the techniques that we've used in the past, and it's hosted by SoMarts and also the API Cultural Center. So check it out. It's open until May 23rd.
And since today is day 8, which is when Asia usually meets at lunch, we're going to be having a follow-up discussion of this presentation and everything we learned today at lunch in room 207. So we hope to see people of all identifiers there. We will have a really interesting discussion, and we have a lot of questions planned, so please come out. Thank you.
Thank you to Asia Club. And now we want to invite up Tuvia to talk about students at Lick-Wilmerding and City College.
Hello everyone, I'm back. I guess I'm presenting a whole lot in May, so can't get rid of me. But yeah, I've been taking a class at City College this semester, so I just wanted to come up and give a quick plug and say, yes, this is something you can actually do. Yeah. So I took a class called Psychology of Racial and Ethnic Relations. A lot of us walk by this facade every day on our way to sports, for folks who park on the City College lot. But believe it or not, there is actually a whole college that's pretty cool behind that facade. Lots of classrooms, lots of professors, really cool to check out. And this year, City College and Lick-Wilmerding for the first time worked together for something called, I believe, concurrent enrollment to include Lick-Wilmerding. So for a long time, those of you with friends in SFUSD might know that SFUSD students have been able to come take classes at City College. That is now something that Lick students can do too, so you're treated kind of in this special category of high school students rather than just like as a random person who wants to take a class at City College, which is really helpful. And yeah, so in terms of my experience, as I said, I was taking psychology of racial and ethnic relations. This is Professor Leslie Tinson, who was awesome, brilliant teacher, my professor, and she designed this particular course. One of the cool things about how concurrent enrollment works is like, you can take any course. It's mostly designed for night classes because those don't conflict with our schedules as high school students. So this was a 6 to 9 p.m. class. And the classes available in that kind of stretch of time are often kind of random and often pretty like upper level classes. So like this isn't a Psych 101 course. This is a really interesting nuanced course that I got the chance to take. It's about 15 to 20 people. You know, we do our readings, come in and discuss for 3 hours, which means that the discussions get pretty deep. And yeah, we do have a couple of textbooks. This one's a psych textbook. The other one's called Getting Real About Race, full of essays about race, and they've really loved the interdisciplinary approach to like not just be talking about just about psychology, but also how it plays out in the real world. So this is the website Canvas that you get homework on. Just wanted to give you a quick visual, and yeah, I've got final projects I'm working on. I still need another interview for my social identity interview paper, by the way, so if anyone is interested, come up to me. But yeah, there are a whole lot of subjects, a whole lot of interesting classes. You know, I'm taking this psychology class. Natali, Kim is taking a film studies class, right? I know people who've taken calc classes at City College, and it's now easier than ever. So you should talk to Krista if you're interested. And I just want to say quickly, like, I know there's a whole culture around looking down on City College here at Lick-Wilmerding, that there are like jokes about, oh, if I don't get into wherever, I can always just go to City College. It's a really cool institution. There was actually like a Pulitzer Prize winner teaching last semester. There's a lot of really cool, really high profile people who roll through. So I'd encourage you all to really take advantage of this institution of higher learning that's right on our doorstep. And yeah, just go for it, because there's some really interesting classes, really interesting opportunities you can take. So yeah, thank you.
Next, we have an offering from Fabricating with Fab.
Hi, I'm Audrey, I'm a sophomore. Hi, I'm Bridget, I'm also a sophomore.
I'm Ryan,
And I'm Bryn.
and today we'll be telling you about our clothing swap. So what is a clothing swap? A clothing swap is an event where people trade gently worn clothes, obtaining new pieces for their own wardrobe while giving new life to previously used garments. Our swap will be organized by size and not by gender.
Okay, so basically the logistics of this clothing swap that we've organized is it's going to happen next Wednesday, May 15th, during tutorial and lunch in the courtyard. And what you do is you bring clothes that are gently used and you think that people would want, and on the Monday and Tuesday before, you can bring them outside the wearables workroom, which for those of you who don't know where that is, it's in the shop pit. It's the jewelry shop. So bring your stuff there, and then swing by tutorial and lunch, and you can either kind of take clothes from like a big mosh pit of clothes that we're gonna have, or you can like personally trade like one-on-one items with people. And then the day after that, you can swing by the wearables workroom again, because we might have some leftover stuff that you can pick back up. Things that aren't picked up, we're going to donate to the Bad Fab 2 classes, but if we have like a lot of stuff left over, that would not be ideal, so try and pick stuff up. A quick note, don't bring anything that's super old and not wearable anymore, things with holes in it, stuff like that. And adults are encouraged to participate too. Please do.
Okay. So why is a clothing swap important?
First of all, like constantly buying and getting rid of new clothes has a really bad impact on the environment and is contributing to global warming. Lots of places where clothes are made have unethical, dangerous, and non-existent labor laws, which are promoted every time we buy from fast fashion, which is like most of the stores you would usually buy clothes. And then donating to thrift shops is good, but it's not as helpful as you may think, because only about like 10% of clothes donated to thrift shops actually end up being bought, and the rest usually end up in a landfill. And fast fashion and mass consumerism are hurting the economy and our souls.
These are some visuals to emphasize Bridget's points. So our clothing swap will be during tutorial and lunch on May 15th, which is next Wednesday, and it will be in the courtyard outside the gym.
So if you're asking if you have to bring stuff to get stuff, no you don't, but it would be helpful if you did.
So everyone bring clothes.
Okay, good morning everyone. Today we have an awesome spotlight for you all. And unfortunately, Ben is out sick, so could everyone please give him a round of applause? Awesome, please enjoy. Oh, hello there. We have a wonderful spotlight for you today. The weather is blooming, the flowers are in the trees, the bubbles are flying all around, as you can see here. And this, my friends, is Spotlight Spring Edition. So first, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sadie Ray Smith.
My name's Alan.
Feel it.
Elon. Noel.
Raji.
I'm Tony.
I'm Elliot. Robin.
My name is Robert Sandborn.
Journey. Sophia.
Julian Luca. My name's Mark. Josh Schraber.
My name is Matt Drew.
Bell. I'm Evie.
Zeke Ruben Moore. Jake Slaughter.
Isabella.
Charlotte. Laura.
Shanique.
Molly.
Christian. I'm Sam. I'm Otto.
I'm Jeremy. What is your favorite part about spring?
The flowers, for sure.
We found a bird sleeping in my mom's bed, and I don't think that happens in any other season.
Baseball season. The sweet smell of butterflies.
Coachella. The bright colored clothing. I get really bad allergies, so I get to use my Flonase.
Plants.
Plants?
Yeah, like that tree right there. I was born on the first day of spring, so my birthday is the first day of spring, which is good. Also flowers.
I don't really like spring. Allergies.
The sports. Sports? What sports? Track and field. Okay. I also like the sports, but I like swimming.
Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer, which takes place in spring. The April showers taking away the drought of March.
Do you prefer your ice cream in a cup, a cone, or milkshake form?
Cup. I'm lactose intolerant.
I like the cones with the kind that are like dipped in chocolate.
I'm lactose intolerant, but I like it if it's in a cup with a cone like on top. Cones.
Prefer it in a milkshake. When it starts melting, it's still good.
A milkshake? Because it's like, it's chunkier.
Oh, milkshake, absolutely.
Why?
Because my milkshake brings all the...
Definitely milkshake. Milkshakes are really good.
I don't need ice cream, too cold.
Take cone cup.
I like eating the cone, so cone.
Yeah, also a cone, so you can just eat it.
Milkshake form. You can like carry it to go and then put it in the car cup holder.
Cup?
What?
It contains the ice cream very well when it gets hot.
Prom, is this
Saturday.
So we have a throwback question for you. Is this dress black and blue or white and gold?
This dress is black and blue.
Black and blue.
Black and blue.
Black and blue. Black and blue.
Definitely black and blue.
White and gold. Blue and gold. That's how I see it.
It's absolutely white and gold.
Black and blue. At first I saw white and gold, and then I never got it back. Black and blue.
Black and blue. It's white and gold.
Okay, it's white and gold for sure. You see white and gold? I see black and blue.
Actually, wait, no. It's both.
It's sapphire and dark.
Blue and black. Like, open your eyes.
I'm not just being contrarian, it's white and gold, I'm sorry.
You actually see white and gold.
I always have, yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't really say anything. Like, I don't have 20/20 vision. No, it's still blue and black without the glasses.
Wow, such a great spotlight. And that question about the dress, it's really getting me in the mood for prom. I can picture myself there right now.
This Saturday, so I hope you all are getting excited.
Yeah, the theme is... Okay, so the theme is Under the Seas at Aquarium of the Bay, this Saturday, May 11th, I just said Aquarium of the Bay, wow. Anyway, guest forms, if you guys want to bring guests, you can find them in front of Miss Wiley's office or online, and get those to her by 3 o'clock on Friday, if you want to bring a guest.
Yes, and this week, for juniors and seniors, we're going to be having some giveaways if you want to win a ticket. So on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, at lunch, we're going to have Guess the Candy, just like we had at Formal. So the person that gets closest will win a ticket. Then on Wednesday at lunch, we're going to have a Kahoot trivia game in Room A. On some previous posters on the internet, it said 201, but it's Room A. And then on Thursday at lunch, we're going to have a water balloon toss, and the two people in the winning team will both get a ticket. And then if you want to pay with cash, we're also selling tickets on Friday at Tutorial and Lunch. And if you don't feel like doing a giveaway, you can always buy your ticket online at lwhs.org/prom.
Thank you, and time to prom.
Yes, it's going to be great.
And now we have announcements.
Hi, I'm Jake, and this is Ben. He's a freshman on varsity baseball. Last Friday, we played University and won, clinched our 4th banner in just as many years. So yeah, clap it up for that. On Wednesday, we have our playoff game against University again, at Moscone, 3:30. It's a PPP day, so there's no excuse for nobody being there. Yeah, everybody show up, please. We never have fans, and it's in the city for once, so please come.
Hello, y'all. I'm Mr. Adanza. I'm the interim communications manager. And I just want you to know that next Thursday, the 16th, we're going to have the architects bring in a photographer to take photos of the classrooms, the center, breakout spaces. And I just want you guys to act normally. Don't shy away from those spaces when that happens.
Hi, I'm Mira. I'm a junior. Thank you. I am just here to say that LWHS Beekeeping Club just hived our bees. We have 2 hives. They don't have names yet, but the queens have names. There's, wait, let's see if I can remember this. Karen from marketing, right? And Linda from HR. So yeah, come out. I think we meet day 5. Yeah.
Hi everyone, this announcement is to anyone whose parents donated a waffle iron to the Black Student Union for their chicken and waffles. I'm tired of those sitting in my office. Can you please come grab them? Every day when I get here, I love the blue wagon outside, so they will always be there. And then when I go for the day, I bring them back in my office, but you can have someone unlock my office and grab them. It would be great to not have them here by Friday. Thank you so much. Love your support.
Hi, I'm Amaya. I'm a part of the Lick-Wilmerding Philanthropy Initiative, and for the entire month of May, we're participating in the Lava May Change for Change fundraiser. So those buckets outside the center, like when you're walking by and your wallet's been a little heavy, you know, there's some change in it because all the money goes towards Lava May, and they provide free mobile showers to homeless people in the Bay Area.
Tuesday and Wednesday, PPP days are back. So if you're a sophomore, yeah, that's how I feel. If you're a sophomore, there are volunteer projects posted on the whiteboard in the foyer, or the foyer, depending on where you're from. And you should sign up. There's still spots available. For Frosh, everything you need to know is in the e-Tiger and or on the whiteboard in the foyer as well. And if you're a junior or senior, talk to your PPP teacher. Maybe you're going on an excursion.
And I'll be leading a fundraiser next Monday and Tuesday in the CAF with Mari, and we'll be fundraising for Clinica Martinborough, which is a free clinic that helps undocumented immigrants. There's going to be more information in the e-Tiger, so please keep an eye out. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Gavin. And I'm Brandon. And we are both on the water polo team. So this week and next week we're going to have open pools where anyone can come out and just play some water polo, have some fun. So it's Thursday, May 9th, 4 to 5:15, and Friday, May 10th, 4 to 5:45. And also on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So come out, it'll be really fun. Even if you don't want to play, you can still come and play. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Eamon, and you guys should come to the orchestra and chorus concert this Friday at 7:30.
To the class of 2019, this is a requirement in advising on Friday. Be there. And if you're not there to take a survey that we need from the math department, I am named the enforcer, which means I will find you to make you take it. Be warned.
Okay, so I know the boys baseball team said you don't have an excuse to not show up to their game, but you do, because it's also the girls' softball game on Wednesday. We have made it to the playoffs, first year, so everyone should show up. I will give you the time and date when I know the time and date, because I don't actually know where it is or when it is. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all dismissed.